definitely bacon wrapped anything. I'm in. I have a month left of being fat, and then it's off to like jogging. All right, I just really want to know why that guy came over and gave Tom a piece of the steak and then just skipped right over me. I'm really upset right now. Cheese. Tommy just cheesed me. Yeah, they keep bringing the chicken around. I don't want chicken. I want red meat. I want to eat a land animal, not a bird.
JB Butler, offensive line, Plainfield, Illinois, Joliet Catholic Academy.
Welcome to another FanNoise edition interview style. We have JB Butler on the show. JB's from Plainfield, Illinois, as well as Aaron Jordan. I met him at a local performance gym called Extreme Speed back in the day when I was an athlete. JB was introduced to football at a young age, played for the Plainfield Junior Cats, which was a pristine travel football program. Nate's laughing, in Illinois. Spit out a lot of good talent, your boy here included. He played for Joliet Catholic High School, which was also pristine high school in Illinois in the Chicagoland area. JB went 40-13 in his career there. Had an outstanding high school career, and then he had to make a life decision to choose where he wanted to play ball. Chose between a few schools. He chose Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald. JB played in 41 games for the Cats throughout his career. Pass blocking for guys like Clayton Thorson, run blocking for guys like Justin Jackson, Isaiah Bowser, and Moten. JB, excited to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Great intro.
Thank you.
We do our homework. Homework.
Yeah, seriously, I could tell.
So, JB, want to start off asking you, like, kind of what got you into football, kind of your influences, like, when did you start actually getting good at the game, playing the game, and kind of understanding what you were going to do with your career?
Yeah, so I started playing football when I was 6. I kind of outgrew soccer at a young age, so I was a little too violent with the kids. My mom was starting to get embarrassed. So they had to put me in football. It was actually my mom's idea. My dad didn't want me to play. So
Really?
she was willing to sign me up. She said I was too aggressive. So I was, bullying the neighborhood kids. So, so I started playing when I was 6, and I played ever since. And I would say, man, like I was always a big kid and like probably didn't get the best coordination until, middle school. And that's when I started, getting pretty decent at football. And then obviously like growing through high school, I knew that's all I wanted to do. I played baseball, and basketball, quit those just to focus solely on football. It was just like, I don't know. I loved everything about it. It was a cool thing. Yeah, it worked out pretty decent. I had a nice run.
Now that I think about it, when we played JCA in baseball, I was always questioning. I knew you played, but I didn't know when you stopped. But Nate, when I played him in baseball, he had guys like Mitch Bowe, Nick D'Alessandro, Drake Fellows.
Yeah.
I was up on varsity, and you were obviously a year older than me, so you're already there. And we see this big, meaty DH coming to the play. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He's just swinging the shit out of the bat. And
I love baseball. Baseball was sweet, and then I was a catcher forever. And then I got to high school, started focusing more on football, and I was still playing baseball, but I was like 260, and that's really hard on your knees. And then, the coach told me that, maybe I didn't have the quickest feet behind the plate, so they're going to have to move me to like first base or DH. And then once I couldn't catch anymore, baseball kind of started to suck for me. It was just yeah, especially when you can't hit the high fastball or a curveball. It's hard being a DH.
Yeah. So how was playing for PJC? If you want to explain kind of what PJC is and like how you got a lot of talent that comes to PJC.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of guys. It's just like a youth organization in Plainfield. I think like the shittiest part of Plainfield is that they, 50,000 people, we have 4 high schools. Like our youth teams, like when we were playing youth ball together, like Clifton Garrett, who went to LSU, like we played together, a bunch of other guys like that went on to play ball at different places. And that talent group was sick. Like it was just, is every kid in the city, every kid in the town that played. It was awesome.
The offense, it's cool because when PJC started, they ran the offense of Plainfield Central before they had the high schools. So it was kind of like a feeder system to Plainfield Central, and it turned into a feeder system to JCA.
Yeah, it really did.
So, like, what was it, the wing?
Yeah, the wing T, man.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah. It was probably really fun being a lineman in that formation, though.
Oh, yeah, just get on your tiptoes and just run as fast as you can straight.
Straightforward.
Yeah, just straight forward. You pull sometimes, but it was mainly just, when you got guys like Ty Isaac and Josh Ferguson and Malin Jones and like that crew of guys, Mike Ivlo, like they make it easy. Like it was, dude. Those guys were sick. Like Ty, probably the best high school running back in the state. Like, insane.
So obviously, I asked you if you were zoned to Plainfield North. What made the decision not to go there and go to a Catholic school in Joliet Catholic?
Yeah, so my sister was already at Joliet Catholic. She was 2 years older than me, so she was already there. And then I had a conversation with my dad. All my friends were going to Plainfield North, and he said, "Do you want to play football in college?" I said, "Yeah." He's right. Well, Joliet Catholic is good. They go to the playoffs every year. They make deep runs in the playoffs. That's a good chance to get noticed and win some games. And so that's what I did. It's pretty easy.
Playing in front of a lot of people too, and that stadium's enormous.
Yeah, we had some good times. It was definitely a couple sellouts. We had a blast. I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world. When I was in 8th grade making that decision, it sucked because all my buddies are going to Plainfield North. But at the end of the day, it worked out pretty well.
The only thing JCA needs is new damn uniforms.
The brown, like the brown and white?
The brown and white's fine. It's just I don't think they've changed since the style since 1990.
Wilson jerseys.
Yeah, the Wilson jerseys.
My God, it was like playing inside jeans. There's just no give. You're just sucking it in and just hoping it doesn't rip on you.
So yeah, how was playing for Dan Sharp? So Nate, if you don't know, Dan Sharp's a legendary Illinois high school football coach. He retired after you went, right?
I think he retired like a year or two after I left. Yeah.
Yeah. How was playing for him? He seemed like an absolute, like, you didn't want to mess with that guy.
Coach Sharp was the best. He was the nicest human in the world. He was so nice.
Really?
He was such a nice guy. Yeah. And then when he got on you, it was hilarious. Like he had the funniest sayings, like, some stuff that he probably can get in trouble for. So I won't, but there's, but he was the nicest guy, the jolliest dude walking around school. And then on the football field, the same way until like you pissed him off. Then he got like beat red, and it just started coming out. It was hilarious. But yeah, he's a legend. So many guys that have played for him, played Division I in the NFL. He's won like 6 or 7 state titles. Unfortunately, not one when I was there.
Yeah, damn. So yeah, segue into that. The 2011 state championship, you were on that team, correct?
Yeah, I was a sophomore. I was starting left tackle.
So, yeah, talk about – okay, so my question is, talk about your teammates on that team and then facing Jordan Westerkamp on the other side.
Yeah, so we had –
Montini.
We had dude, they had Jaleel Johnson, too, who plays Vikings right now. Yeah, they had him, too. I had to block him the entire game. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we had Malin and Ty, they were sick. Malin was playing both ways. I think Ty had 530 rushing yards or something like that. Something stupid. Westerkamp had 350 receiving yards. It was just, it was fun. We were winning at halftime.
Bet the over in that one. That was what, 65?
It was like 70 to 45. Yeah.
Damn.
We had a couple of turnovers in the second half. I think we had like 2 straight fumbles in a row. Just killed us.
Wow.
Noted Hawkeye Jaleel Johnson, by the way. Noted Hawkeye Jaleel.
Yeah, he did go to Iowa. I faced him in college too. I was like, God,
you can't get rid of him.
Yeah, my God. He was a load, man. He's a good player. He was a stud. Once he left, it was pretty, it was awesome.
Pretty easy on that line.
But definitely, they just didn't have any like big dudes like that. They had like the Nelson twin or cousins or whatever. They were tall, but they weren't like thick. Like Jaleel was thick.
So you're going through high school. You're having a really good career. What happens when did the offers start coming, and like when did you start narrowing them down? Because I know when I read about you, you pretty smart kid. It seems.
Did okay.
What was it? Harvard, Dartmouth, Northwestern, and Northern. You narrowed it down.
Yeah. So, I had a bunch of like FCS offers and then some MAC schools. And then I didn't have any, Power 5 offers at all. Illinois was kind of flirting with me, but that was really it. It was Illinois and then Northwestern and then the Ivy Leagues. And I was originally going to go to Brown. I was just like ready to go. I was about to take I literally was.
Really? I didn't know
It was
this.
Friday, yeah. Well, I wanted to walk on. I ended up wanting to walk on at Northwestern. So I called I walked on Northwestern. I didn't have a scholarship. Didn't earn one until my junior year after I'd already started a full 6 or 7 games. They finally gave me some money. I was paying them to play football.
So what happened with the Brown thing?
So I early application in Northwestern, just, if you get in, you can't renege on it. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do that, but I'm still going to get recruited, but I don't, this Northwestern thing might be a pipe dream. I might not be able to get in, but Brown had already granted me admission and everything. So I was about to take my official visit. I had a flight from O'Hare to Providence, Rhode Island on a Friday at like 4:30, and I got the mail early in that day, and I got accepted to Northwestern.
Oh my gosh.
So I called the coach. I'm like, hey man, I'm really sorry, but I had to cancel. It was terrible.
Wow.
I felt so bad, but it was what I wanted to do.
So what was the ACT?
I had 28.
Okay. I thought you were about to say 35.
Oh no. Yeah, it was like a good score, but nothing, didn't guarantee me admission.
So how does that work with Harvard and stuff? So people like to, it's good to get your perspective on this because I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, but people say that they're bending the rules. So how would you say they work with football players and academics at a school like Harvard, Brown, Dartmouth, the schools you were getting offered by?
So the Ivy League has like a tier system, like tier 1 to tier 6, or I think it's colors. I don't know what it is, but anyway, like they have like your ACT and your GPA, and then based on those, you fall into a specific tier, and they're only allowed to take a certain number of players from each tier. So let's say like the red tier is like a 24 ACT and like a 3.8 GPA. They're allowed to take one of those guys. Like they.
Oh, okay.
But then like let's say, a guy with a 30 ACT and a perfect GPA, like they're allowed to take as many of those guys as they want. It's like, it's like a tiered system, kind of how it works. And they do it by like financial based, need-based aid or whatever, preferred aid. I don't know how they do it, but they end up giving everyone some money.
That makes sense. Nate, did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's kind of how they do it.
Do you think they do the same thing in Notre Dame?
I mean, like all like the Power 5 schools, like Notre Dame, Northwestern, Stanford, they all have like different admission standards for athletes than they do for the regular student body. For the scholarship guys, Northwestern's is probably a little more stringent than Notre Dame's. But they definitely like the standards to get in as a normal student at Notre Dame is way different than it is to be a football player.
Yeah,
way different.
I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, no, it just did. Yeah, it's really not that much much more drastic at Northwestern. Like, a lot of the dudes that were on scholarship were like could have had a chance to get in on their own. Like a lot of kids were smart. Yeah,
I'm sure, and I think about that all the time. Like, how is Notre Dame? I mean, they're obviously a prestigious program, but like they pump out these number 2 rankings and they're winning every year. And it's like people are like, "What are you doing over there?"
A lot of guys
like, but. What did you say? Yeah. What were you gonna say, JB?
I just said it is different standards. The basketball team has the same thing. Like you think Duke has the same admission standards for Jahlil Okafor like that it does for a normal kid.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, onto the good stuff. So you get to Northwestern. What was your first few encounters with Pat Fitzgerald? And did you even talk to him before? Or you just wanted to get in and walk on?
Yeah, I talked to him and the O-line coach. Like, they had recruited me. Like, they were recruiting me, and they were only taking 2 O-linemen. And they had already 2 O-line commitments. So they told me, like, yo, we don't have any scholarships for you. But I had talked to Coach Fitz before. and Coach Cushing, who was the O-line coach. So they like did recruit me before I decided to walk on.
Mm-hmm. So when you got there, was Fitz? Was it tough being a walk-on, or was it more like?
No,
Okay.
it was, dude. When you step on campus, Northwestern, like everyone's a walk-on. Like there's no difference. Like I've heard stories from, other walk-ons at like Ohio State, and they have like a separate locker room from the scholarship guys. Like they're not the same. We are the same.
Wow.
Yeah, we're the same in everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, you get the same gear, same meals, same everything. They just, if you're a walk-on, they don't pay for your school and your books and your board.
That's bad. That's probably how. I mean, I want you to talk about this. How did he make Northwestern what it is?
I mean, it's just a grind. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally what Northwestern is. Like he did, like every year just steadily improving and just building a program like based on his values and his mindset, like, toughness, character, passion, like those types of things. He built that into a sustained winner.
Yeah.
Culture's very strong. That player bonds there's not a huge divide at all, like in the locker room with those guys. The culture that has been built over the years is just rock solid. That's just how it is. Like it's it's just, literally the character of the team is how it is in the field. It's just a grind. We grind out every game. Like
Mm-hmm.
not a lot's pretty. You just put the work in. Like it's
just like that turf, baby.
Yeah, dude.
The slippery steam.
Yeah, it's just you're just steadily building, man.
Yeah. So like, as far as your red shirt, did you expect that or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Most linemen red shirt, especially as a walk on too.
Just to get bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah. Just they really don't even tell you you're redshirting either. You just go into like the developmental squad.
Gotcha.
You're on the practice. You just practice and you lift like twice more a week than the rest of the team. Like you're in development basically, and you just know you're not going to play.
So what was the call like to your parents when you were getting that first start? Did you know you were starting? Like as far as how long did you know before you were going to start that first game?
I knew a couple days before.
Were you between a guy, or was it the guy get hurt, or
this guy got hurt? Yeah, it was the fourth game of the year. We had played Iowa the week before, and our left guard, who was our team captain, got rolled up on, twisted his ankle pretty bad. So I played like the last part of the Iowa game, and then we played at Michigan State the next week, and he didn't practice all week, so I pretty much knew I was going to start.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of had that mindset. They had Malik McDowell at the time.
Yeah.
I think he was like a second-round pick, but they had him, and my first start was going to be against him. So you don't have a lot of time to be happy. You just got.
Did your parents get up to that one?
Yeah, they came to every game. Every
That's
game
awesome.
that I started, they came to. Yeah, they they were pumped. It was a cool phone call to my dad and my mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was Mikey came, my brother came too. So.
A lot of funny stories with Mike.
Yeah, so Mike came, so we had a blast. It was a cool experience.
JB,
Nate,
talk about like facing McDowell, guys like Julio Johnson. Who's the toughest guy that you had to go like that was across the line for you? Who's the toughest guy to face?
Oh man, this is a weird answer. So I played against Draymond Jones, who's with Ohio State, Jerry Tillery, who's now with the Chargers, who's at Notre Dame. Yeah, Jaleel Johnson, all those guys. But Indiana had this kid. I forgot his name, but he was like 5'11", 315, and he was like a state champion wrestler. He went to like Culver Military Academy.
What?
And this dude he was the strongest dude I've ever played against in my entire life.
Wow.
It was probably my worst college game ever. He threw me around like a freaking rag doll.
What was the film room like after that? Were you just throwing your hands up like?
Terrible. It was just so bad. It was like homecoming. We got up like 24-0 in the first quarter. Like we're like, all right, we're just gonna blow these guys out. They ended up coming back. We ended up winning like 24-21. We didn't score a point the rest of the game.
Oh my.
Like it was so bad. He lined up against me halftime and our right guard halftime, and like everyone was just getting thrown around by this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So bad.
That's incredible. I was gonna ask where's he at now. He's not
I
anywhere.
don't think he's in the NFL, but he was the strongest dude. Like, it was insane.
Nate, I'm telling you, the Hoosiers.
Dude, he like hip tossed me. Like, you know,
Really?
yeah, dude, he was just throwing me around, and I wasn't a small guy. I was 315 pounds. He was
Yeah.
throwing me around. That was terrible. Like, that was the hardest dude to face.
That's wild. Toughest D lineman, toughest place to play. You can go Big Ten or just like in the country.
Yeah, do both. Do both.
Do both, yeah.
Toughest place to play. I don't. It's like.
It's not like basketball. I feel like.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of fun. Like, it's kind of fun. Like, I love like Nebraska. Like, I loved it. It was insane. It was kind of they kind of like screw with your mind too because they were so nice. The fans, we'd beat them and we walk off the field like, oh, good game. Like, we'll get you next year. Like, good luck the rest of the way. You know, they weren't like, you know, motherfucking us. And I'm like, all right. Like,
They got like over 350 sellouts in a row or something. Did you see that, Nate?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Nate knows all about the Cornhuskers.
Honestly, one of the worst places to play is Kinnick because the bench is like 3 feet away from the stand.
Oh, wow,
And dude, they will we'll be drawing up plays and they'll have fans like leaning over and stuff. Like, it's insane.
What's I've been in it on like a tour before, but what's like getting ready in that pink locker room like?
Oh man, it's awesome. It literally is the nicest away locker room in the Big Ten. They paint it pink, so like, I don't know. All right, that's cool with me. Like, it's so nice.
Did you know that, Mike?
Yeah, I did. When they played Ohio State, they did that. When Iowa beat Ohio State bad, they did that special on it. I didn't know that before then, though.
Yeah, it's so funny because like it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It like the worst place would be like Purdue, where you're literally like you're changing like an outhouse. Like, it's like that's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you'd rather have the pink locker room that's nice than, you know, whatever Purdue had.
That doesn't surprise me about Purdue. That doesn't surprise me at all about Purdue.
Purdue was like a public bathroom. Like, that's literally what the locker room was. It was insane.
Damn.
So bad. Like, it was just amazingly bad.
Whoa.
Nate, you got any more on that realm?
On that realm, I had a couple different things. Building off what we talked to Aaron about. So earlier this week, we talked to Aaron a little bit about betting on yourself. Obviously, being a walk-on, you hear stories about walk-ons, you know, getting scholarships and like stuff like that. As you did, you know, it'd been easy to go to a place where, you know, you knew you were getting paid to be there, but you bet on yourself and you went where you wanted to go. Just what kind of lesson do you have for guys that are maybe going through the process right now, listening in about betting on yourself, whether they're in college right now, in high school, whatever it may be?
Yeah, you just got to have that staunch belief that, you know, you belong. You just need a chance. You know, you just need the right break. You just got to keep grinding. I just knew, you know, and this is no knock on anyone that goes and plays ball at a smaller school. I just knew that I personally didn't want to look back in 50 years and be like, oh man, I really wish I would have gone and like walked on at Northwestern. Like, it was just for me, it was like Big Ten or bust. Like, I wanted to play at the highest level no matter what. And there was nothing that was going to stop that. I was just going to, you know, I had to pay my way for two and a half years, you know, like that was a huge sacrifice
Yeah.
that my family had to make, that I had to make. It was off. Like, you know, it's just but then the reward of getting a scholarship, you know, starting over like 30 Big Ten games, you know, that was like the whole journey. Like, that was the entire thing. That was the purpose. You know, sometimes you just got to take a leap and, you know, believe that you can do it.
Was your goal to make it to play Division I football, or was it to make it to the NFL?
To play Division I football.
That's kind of how I was with baseball.
Yeah, the NFL. I would love to play in the NFL. I wish I was like 2 inches taller and, you know, had some better flexibility, maybe some longer arms. Like, I would have loved to play in the NFL. But my goal, like, as soon as I knew like my physical capabilities and like where I was, I knew I was kind of, you know, physically maxed out. It was all right. Just go play Division I football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just go start in the Big Ten. That was it.
There's something to be said about that because I think Mike and I were the same way. I knew my physical capabilities. I knew I wasn't going to be a guy that got drafted playing baseball. And it almost made the end of my senior year more fun, like knowing I was at the pinnacle of what I was going to be at, like as good as my athletic career is going to get right now. Like there wasn't stress about worrying about something else. It's just you get to enjoy it a little bit when you know that this is like it.
Yeah.
Dude, definitely. That's awesome. And I have my 5th year. So I obviously started as a redshirt junior, and then as a redshirt sophomore, then a redshirt junior, and then I was going to be my 3rd straight season starting as a redshirt senior. And at that point, I was like playing okay, like playing decent. I'm like, all right, maybe I have a shot to play in the NFL. Like this year, I'm just going to grind so hard. So I just grinded all off season, and I put so much pressure on myself to like play so perfectly and be so that I played like shit to start the season. Like the first 3 games, I played so bad, and then got hurt, missed the game, came back like the next week, and at that point, I was like, all right, I'm not playing the NFL. Like fuck this. Like I didn't want to quit football, but I was just kind of like, I'm done with football. I got 7-8 games left. I'm just gonna enjoy the shit out of it and have a blast. And I played awesome. Like just like you said, I literally just because I knew that I was, this is my last go around, I was just gonna have a blast, and that's how I did.
That's crazy how mental football could be too, because people don't like to think it's mental at all.
It's 100, dude. There's so much like the physical, obviously, like it's there, but the mental game is so big. Like you can do something 100 times over in practice, then you get in the game, and if you like second guess yourself or
Well, if you're facing the Indiana lineman.
Yeah, seriously. If you just don't do what you're supposed to do, even though you've done it 1,000,000 times, like you just slip, like, oh man, this guy's really strong. I'm gonna change something up. Then you just whiff, or you get blown back, you get hip tossed.
Yeah, JB, we got about 10 minutes here.
No problem.
One more. I circle back. I want to ask you about the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State. Was that different in practice as far as preparing, or did you guys just prepare regularly? And then how was the game atmosphere?
So yeah, we just prepared like a regular game. It was like week 13 or week whatever it was, like just an extra game of the season. No difference in prep. And then the atmosphere was sick. It was so cool running on that field. We had a decent purple contingent there. And you know what? They weren't that big in numbers, but they were loud as hell, and it was awesome. It was the coolest thing, best part of my career by far.
And then that place gets really loud.
It gets so loud.
Yeah.
When we came back, like we scored a touchdown to go down by 3, and it erupted. It was so loud, just unreal.
Wow.
And then Ohio State scored, and like they had like twice the fans we did.
Yeah.
You couldn't even hear yourself think.
And then last question I got. A lot of people that don't know about bowl games, you get some gear.
Yeah.
You guys played Pitt in the Pinstripe Bowl. That's the one I remember really clearly. I'm sure you played a couple, but what was some of the like amenities you got, and then like hotel experience, stuff like that? Like how was a bowl game? For people that don't know.
A bowl game is awesome. It's you go for like a week. So if you play January 1st, a January 1st bowl game, you get there like the 23rd or 24th, just depending on whatever your team wants to do. Some teams actually travel after Christmas, but we always go like a week before, 8 days before. And you get like the hotel is always super nice. You get a big ass room with a roommate, and then you have like a hospitality suite. They have like pool tables and Papa Shots and ping pong tables and Xboxes and stuff. It's awesome. And then just a week of you practice, you watch film, and then you go explore whatever city you're in.
Yeah, where were you guys at in the Pinstripe?
New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, we stayed in Midtown.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it in Yankee Stadium?
We played in Yankee Stadium, yeah. We practiced at
That's
Fordham.
sweet.
It was awesome.
That
was cool. The next year we played at the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
Oh, my gosh.
That was sweet. A lot of, we won the game, which was awesome, but a lot of distractions in Nashville.
Yeah. I've always thought about 6-6 or 7-5 teams get to go to the Hawaii for that bowl.
Dude,
what's the point of going 6-6? Like all I'm thinking of is going to that bowl at that point.
Oh my God, it'd be unreal. Are you serious?
It's all paid for.
Yeah, we got my freshman year we went to the Outback Bowl in Tampa. That was cool. No Hawaii though. It's Florida. And then my fifth year we went to the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. It rained every day we were there.
Damn.
So I'm like, get this tropical vacation in San Diego. It rained
That would
every
be
single day.
horrible.
It was awful. Like we had the worst weather. So no tropical bowl games for us.
Damn.
Yeah.
So closing thoughts here. JB, your Cats going to the Big Ten championship game.
Pumped.
Thoughts?
They're gonna win it.
They're gonna win it.
They're gonna beat Ohio State. They honestly, I think we match up decently well. Just gotta limit their explosion plays. I mean, I don't know how much you've watched of Ohio State, but if you limit their explosion plays, they have a hard time scoring. That's what Indiana figured out in the second half.
It goes Notre Dame to Northwestern. That's how I've always been growing up. And
except for the first team.
Well, I'm always rooting for Northwestern, obviously, because I'm an Illinois fan, but I'm not it's Northwestern football. But when they lost to Michigan State, that game just sucked.
Oh God, it was brutal.
Just sucked.
We were at my buddy's place, an old teammate of mine, watching the game. We were having a breakdown. It's just
because you win, you have a chance to playoff.
Yeah,
that's the last team you're thinking
everything went wrong. Everybody played badly. I think everyone collectively had their worst game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They all had it at the same time. Every position group. It is what it is. You could tell when the kid fumbled the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrick McGowan fumbled the reverse when we were up 3. That was kind of the nail in the coffin.
Would you say, Nate, about Michigan State? They had two ranked wins this year.
2 top 15 wins.
They can't beat anybody else.
Northwestern.
Yeah,
that's the only 2 wins.
Who else did they beat?
Michigan was technically top 15.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Yeah, how about we played Michigan State? That Rocky Lombardi kid is looking like a Heisman contender, and then he gets benched against Ohio State halfway through the game. I feel like a schmuck.
He threw 3 picks in the first half at Iowa this year.
Yeah, that was 49-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got a question for you. Is Iowa going to beat Wisconsin this weekend?
Oh yeah. That's the one. That's the one they can never get, man. They've kept the Floyd of Rosedale with Minnesota for 6 years. They've kept the Cy-Hawk Trophy for 5. They've kept the Heroes Trophy now with Nebraska for 5, but they can't win the Heartland Trophy against Wisconsin. I think this is the one. This is the one. It's at home. I think that Iowa's defense is going to be able to confuse Graham Mertz a little bit. I'm hoping, at least.
I agree. They got a good defense.
But we'll see. You're going to have to run the ball. Going to have to run the ball well.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, 2 months ago, people thought Wisconsin was going to win the Big Ten after their first 2 games when Mertz, threw 11 touchdowns or some stupid shit like that.
I think he's got a total of 250 passing yards this year.
It's something small.
I know he got hurt and stuff, but Wisconsin's not the same either. And
I think they against us.
I think they like hyping Wisconsin because at this point, now that Michigan and Penn State are bad, it's you got to hype. Yeah, they were trying to hype them up, and they're just bad.
In the Big Ten West, everybody loves to hype up Nebraska when they're not good.
Oh my God.
They love to hype up Wisconsin. If there's one thing that Iowa and Northwestern can agree on, it's that when they're actually good, nobody cares.
Yo, no one does. Well, everyone expects Iowa. We're still kind of the cute story, huh? Look at these little guys. They look how good they are. Iowa. If Iowa goes 10-2, it's oh man, Iowa just has a little bit better team this year. They're 2 games above where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Iowa goes 8-4 every year, and they're ranked 23rd in the country. And
it's like clockwork, baby. It's
like clockwork. They climb back into it every year. No matter how bad they look. I thought they were going to go 0-7.
They started off
bad. Here we are at 5-2.
I know. What the hell? Are you serious? It's ridiculous. It literally is like Kirk Ferentz magic.
I know. I think we're about out of time, JB. But I have
No problem.
conversation. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, man, just FanNoise faithful. If you could like, subscribe, hit the notification bar on YouTube, and follow us on Apple Music, Spotify. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook. We're literally on everything. If you could like it, it'd be great. JB, man, it's been a pleasure. I want to get you back on if Northwestern does win that Big Ten championship game. We definitely got to get you back
Instant
on.
reaction.
I'll be the first one to call it,
Yeah.
Oh, my reaction? My God, I'd cry. Go Cats, man.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. I appreciate it.
Thanks, JB.
No problem.
See you guys.